Bine ai revenit la Comic-Con Bites! Manu Bennett are în CV o tonă de proiecte fenomenale. Majoritatea îl știu pe actor din serialele Spartacus, unde l-a interpretat pe Crixus de-a lungul a 4 sezoane. Alte roluri memorabile sunt Marc Anthony în Xena, druidul Allanon în Cronicile din Shannara, Deathstroke în serialul Arrow și, deși e mai greu de recunoscut acolo, orcul Azog în trilogia The Hobbit.
Hi guys, you're watching Comic-Con Bites and near me is Manu Bennett. You also know him as Crixus, Azog, and of course, what's your... Come on, say the name.
Allanon.
Not quite. For the people who watch a lot of superheroes.
Crixus.
No. Let's say Deathstroke. Just one for
Deathstroke.
One for the fans.
Yeah, I play that guy as well.
Yeah. You already forgot about him?
No, they're all important roles in my career. I've had some really wonderful characters. You know, Crixus, of course, some people say that his origins lie here in Romania, up in Cluj, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I went and visited Cluj. I'm actually going to be part of the Comic-Con in Cluj later on this year in October. But this city was supposedly one of the places where Spartacus was based. So, it'll be interesting to go up and find a little bit more about that connection.
That's awesome, the fact that you know that. I didn't know it. Do you have any more interest
because Spartacus was a Thracian. So, you know, the area of Thrace was sort of around Bulgaria, Romania, you know, so you know, the origins of this story belong to your country, to your people in this area, the Thracians.
Would you be open to reprise the role of Crixus at any one point?
You know, Crixus was a very popular character. Of course, the show was called Spartacus. Unfortunately, you know, in the production, during production, we lost our lead actor, Andy Whitfield, and we had to cast another character as Spartacus. At the same time, we also lost the girl playing Navia, and they had to replace another actress in that role. So when I came to the second season of Spartacus, I had a new Spartacus and a new Navia, and I think the audience had to sort of live the experience through my eyes, and I just had to play my character as honestly as I had with the other two actors, with the new actors, and it was quite a strange experience, but still it worked, you know, and we managed to maintain our popularity with our audience. Very difficult scenario, but we did.
And congrats on that. Like, it was jarring, as you said, but Crixus actually carried the show and made it seem still familiar.
I don't know whether I carried the show, but I certainly had to carry the continuum of the experience with Andy Whitfield.
Yeah. Out of all the roles you're playing, I see a propensity to play the villain, at least in the early stages.
No. Well, you know,
the bad guy.
I think not the bad guy either. I think you have to understand what the position of my characters in both series has been. When you have a protagonist, you need somebody to either agitate, to question the moralities, or to contrast the main character in some way. You know, one of the stereotypes in modern film and television making is that, you know, and I have to say this, in almost every role that I've played, the hero is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy, and I'm the brown, darker skinned character, and this stereotype is always and continues to be a dangerous stereotype in society, and but it's starting to adjust. I mean, you know, we can see that Jason Momoa, a Polynesian actor, has now played the lead role of Aquaman, and that has been a huge success at the box office. You know, I think the days of this stereotype are becoming numbered, but you have to understand that I've been part of a lot of shows where that stereotype exists. I don't mind, but in reality what happens is my character, or the darker skinned character, is the one that's already always morally questionable. Yeah. You know, he's the one who's going to make the mistakes, and then of course the white fair-haired person will morally adjust that person, and this is dangerous stereotype for the world. But you know, within the complexity of the characters, in terms of a dramatic purpose as an actor, I usually get the characters that are torn between making those deep mistakes, having to morally question themselves, and then rise up out of that confusion. I think this is more of the human condition. I think most people understand. Most people aren't heroes.
Yeah.
Most
indeed.
people, you know.
The reason I
don't know anybody who's as morally astute as some of these characters are made out to be. So I think a lot of people resonate with what my character goes through, rather than a billionaire playboy who's just trying to get things right.
I understand. The reason I'm asking this is because I know Maori played a major role in the Second World War. They were known as really fierce fighters in Kiwi. Would you be open to a role in a movie set in that period?
Would I play a film about the Maori Battalion? Of course I would. It would belong to my soul. It would belong to what we call in Maori wairua. We believe in the follow-on influence of the spirits of your ancestors. Prior to Christianity, we had our own religion. Our religion believed in this continuum of spirit. You know, we believe we belong to a wave and a continuing wave. I believe the same belongs to your people here, because I notice in the names of people you have Alexandria, you have Ionia, you have a connection to Greek culture, you have a connection to Roman culture. And if you go back, all of this predates Christianity, and if you follow those storylines and follow your history, you'll find a lot of meaning about what is actually in your blood.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to separate anything to do with Christianity, but there was an existence before Christianity that I think needs to be respected, needs to be studied, so that we really understand who we are, because religion isn't fairly shared upon this planet. A lot of indigenous cultures have had their whole history wiped out. They've had their dignity stomped on, and they've had to take off their traditional costume and wear white shirts and forget about their villages, just so that they can say that they belong to God's religion.
Yeah.
They belonged to God's religion before Christianity came along. It's just that Christianity decided they'd reinvent the name for God, and unfortunately that's come at the price and at the cost of many cultures. And I don't think that any real God would intend that.
I fully agree with your assessment. This interview got quite heavy.
Got deep.
Yeah,
it's
got
okay.
deep, which
Deep
is awesome.
okay.
It's awesome. I'm
Deep
sure
is
our
okay.
viewers will appreciate that. Do you have a final shout out to the people watching at home who couldn't
Listen,
make it?
I'm just really happy to be here at this Comic-Con. As I say, the history of this place. You know, I know that the Romanian people struggle. That ever since World War II, you've had a massive financial struggle, political struggle. I see all the young people here. I see the new energy of Romania. I was at the wonderful Roman baths, which are now Romanian baths, which is called Therma. I was at Therma. There's things happening in your country that are ahead of their time. The cuisine here is amazing, and I really hope that today's elections especially help Romania find a new strength. I think like a phoenix, Romania and a lot of countries in Eastern Europe are being reborn. They're having to find their strength again, and I wish them strength. I say kia kaha from New Zealand, from us Māoris. Kia kaha means stand strong, you find your strength. Believe in wairua, believe in your ancestors. You might have had a tough couple of generations, but you'll find within yourselves the strength to go forward and to succeed. So many young people here. It's amazing the Comic-Con Romania has gone from 5,000 people when I was here 3 years ago to over 50,000 people now. Yeah. And I wish the organizers of this convention and the people who attend this convention all over Romania, I wish you the best of luck going forward. These conventions are about modern mythology. They're about finding story which unites us all. And you have to realize that, maybe we've been listening too much to stories from 2,000 years ago that keep us entrenched in old hatreds, old patterns of division. And, if you go to some of the great writers of today, you'll find a different voice. And I think that the film and television industry is becoming much more explorative. I think they're starting to engage different cultures to tell their stories. I know that you, here in Romania, you have a wonderful filmmaker who just had his film accepted into the Cannes Film Festival this year. Stories are coming out of Romania. Make those stories strong, make them about your culture, make them about yourselves, enter the world of storytelling, which this convention represents. This is what Comic-Cons are all about. We all come here to share story and to share culture. And as I said again, from my perspective as a Maori, as a New Zealand Maori, kia kaha, stand strong Romania, and I'll see you in October in Cluj at the next Comic-Con Romania.
Asta a fost Comic-Con Bites. Ne revedem marți. Dacă ți-a plăcut episodul, like, share și clopoțel!